Well, it's the end of a very dense and emotionally heavy day here in Israel. I think most people are asleep, and yet the news just came through from the National Institute of Forensic Medicine, and with the permission of the Bibas family, that while the bodies of the two children have been positively identified, the last body is not only not that of their mother, but not of any other known Israeli hostage. They're calling it right now an anonymous body.
For those of who may be watching who are not so aware, can you tell us more about the
Mm.
significance of the Bibas family for the Israelis?
Yes, I think for Israelis and for other people around the world, the images of a terrified young mother clutching her two red-headed baby boys to her chest, being driven away by violent armed men, became symbolic of the horrors that Israel endured on October 7th, 2023. Another thing we found out today is that the reason that the father of the family was taken separately is that he had left the home with his firearm in the hope of thus being able to save his family. Um, in the end, he was also kidnapped. Nothing ever was heard from again, although I'll tell you a grim detail that does come out in the forensic report is that Shiri Bibas, it is estimated, it said, was murdered by his captors at the age of 10 months. We know that he was taken when he was just under 9 months old, so that means that the family probably survived in captivity for a little bit more than a month before they were killed.
Now, what kind of reactions can we expect from Israel? They're also expecting 6 live hostages on Saturday.
Right. It's a very difficult emotional crush because, of course, seeing the living hostages emerge has brought great relief and, in some cases, real smiles to Israelis, depending on the apparent health of the hostages when they're released. But this news about the Bibas family has been quite crushing. The news about Oded Lifshitz also is that his family's been very prominent in advocating for his release, and there was a hope that he was still alive. He's also known to have survived at least 2 months or so in captivity. So I think it's going to just make the emotions all the more complicated. And the question, of course, hanging over all of this is, where is Shiri Bibas?
It's very emotional, and many more questions remain. While we've got you, we're going to speak of another story now, is that earlier on in the day, south of Tel Aviv, 3 buses exploded. Fortunately, no casualties reported. What can you tell us about the latest on that?
This appears to be a well-organized, massive terror attack that was botched. The only reason these 5 buses were apparently rigged so that they would blow up with bombs tomorrow morning, the start of the Israeli weekend, when people going to the beach or marketing or to meet friends for brunch would have been filling those buses. So the plan was for really a massive chain reaction attack. And the only reason it was caught is because a timer on 2 of the bombs failed, and the bombs detonated when they were empty in an empty garage. So right now we hear already the Israeli government is planning a massive operation in the West Bank, and this could, of course, still derail phase 2 talks for the Gaza ceasefire as well.